Aloha from Maui. How's my sound, Buzz? It's good? Okay. Good hunter. Hi.
Hello, Isaac. So beautiful that you are here with us on Maui. Yes. Yeah, it's a question, it's a sharing. I touched something. It happened last week again already. And also the question not to put too much attention to it or just to be quiet, but then the restlessness happens actually. And what I'm touching is this Nilima was speaking about this expectations and to please it or not. And it feels in this system even deeper often that I don't catch it, that there are expectations outside and the body produces pain. It is really, just that I just can watch it actually, that it's beyond that I can grab it often, that, yeah. And to be just silent with it is often, so it's almost not possible. It seems, you know, when we just sit quiet, or then this restlessness is happening. And from my desire, I would love just to keep quiet, to rest and just let it be there actually, or just not give it energy.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I understand. It's like, to me, it just feels like we're in a ongoing inquiry until our last breath. And for some things that get touched, it's really useful to have what looks like another's presence with us. But I mean, it's just, some of the movements are so collapsed with existential information, or like combinations of, so it can, it can be useful to have presence.
Mm. Yeah.
As we're resting here, there's sensations, yeah?
Mm.
Yeah, and so just so gently. What do you notice? It's like
Yeah, it's a burning actually, or
the burning. Okay.
yeah, and here it's yeah, I would say burning. It's a little bit like a very fast
Like
energy actually. Yes,
fast energy, yeah.
yeah.
And at the moment there's I would say a reasonable ease for it just to be there. It's not
Yes. Oh, yeah.
yeah, and
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, of course. Yeah. And it's like just this stressful. Uh, I call it like this. It's a little stressful being or something like this. Just can rest
Yeah.
and just let it as it is. Actually, yes.
Let it as it is. Yeah.
Yeah. And something drops deeper in, because the sitting often is this strange thing that it feels like the sitting is not possible. I have just to run, and so and with sitting with use a little bit more capacity of sitting is happening. Yes.
Yeah, great, fantastic.
Yes. Mm. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Oh,
Yeah.
it's just, yeah, relaxing actually. Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Isaac.
Yeah, thank you.
And everybody.
Mahima.
Aloha, Isaac.
Aloha.
I'm so happy that you're on here tonight. I mean, you mentioned to Vedanta about having someone to be present with. I don't really have that. And so
Except this moment.
except this, oh yes, this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I so appreciate it. A lot's been going on this whole week today in the body, quite a few different things happening. And then that triggers emotional things in the system, fear, almost trauma sometimes. And today, a lot of ungroundedness, just very foggy. And I went for a walk right before the meeting. I think that helped some. And just, I guess, overwhelm would be a word or feeling that comes up. And it's just, I mean, I don't even know what to eat a lot of the time. I just don't know how it's going to be in my system. Mm.
Thanks, Myra.
Thank you, Isaac.
Hmm. Ah, Jacob.
Hello,
Hi, Jacob.
good to see you.
Yeah, you too.
I wonder, is there a difference between um, like many people come to these meetings? Maybe it's not true, but from my point of view, to experience like a nice state of being. So is there a difference between, you know, indulge in those like blissful feelings and something more to it? Like I don't. Do you know what I'm trying to ask? Uh, can it be? Can it be, in a sense, counterproductive to search those pleasant feelings? And
If we're running after pleasant feelings, then of course it become a problem. But if we just enjoy them when they're here, and the system relaxes, and with usually what happens is then that gives us a deeper sensitivity to other layers that are happening, other finer movements that are going on. So it's ever changing that I can see, but just enjoy what when you can, and then be present, gently present with whatever comes, because it will.
mm, mm. Yeah. Okay.
And to me, it's just like this. Different sensations arise. Every moment is different, and to me, when the bliss of just being happens, enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Don't have to look for trouble.
Yeah.
My experience is we can't hold on to anything, not the highest high, not the lowest low.
Mm. There's then something which is unmoved by
Sure.
any of those, right?
Fine. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Malek. Thank you.
Mhm. Willem.
Morning, good evening.
Good evening, good morning.
I love to rest with you, and yeah, the excitement and this kind of fear which occurs always. It's like it always prevents me a little bit of coming freely. You know what I mean?
I understand, and yet, you know, here you are. There's an interest to just rest together, and the interest was bigger than any resistance. So here we are. You know, so don't have to trouble yourself with that if possible. Just resting. Nowhere to get. Just there's awareness here. It's whatever's going on in the nervous system, and we don't have much control over that. It just does its thing. Yeah?
It's like the mind or the system or whatever is going on. It's making more turmoil when I sit with you. It's like
it's I'd say that it's natural in a way. You know, it's just like in many of us there is habits that are not at peace, not quiet. And so, and most often they normalized. We just think it's like that, and it never even occurs on our screen because we just, in a sense, not quiet enough. So when we start getting quiet, we start to notice different sensations, different ways of, I could say, subtleties of movement that show up as identification. So
they show up.
That show up as identification, that show up as this means something about me. That it's beautiful when they show themselves. The rest just being the space in which everything appears. It's like nothing really to solve, nothing to fix, nowhere to get. It's just this gentle noticing that allows the things that have been unconscious and out of view to come into consciousness.
You look so happy, Isaac.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
silence is so beautiful, and it's so difficult to just let it be.
Yeah. Again, it'll change. You know, sometimes it might be, sometimes easier. Just noticing. You know, it's like taking any pressure off and just,
Yeah, you can't force it, huh? No.
yeah.
The more you try to force it, the less it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Feels like getting a direct sense of the hugeness of awareness, in which everything is appearing.
Yeah, I love it. I love it if it's possible. Yeah, it's and it seems very unnatural to me because
Used to movement, yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
But in another way, it feels very natural also because it's like
Yeah.
it's so simple.
Yeah. I mean, when there's discomfort or dis-ease, which however you want to speak it, doesn't have to be much. Usually the habit is to project outwards or project onto ourselves, like there's something wrong with me, or something someone did, or something that's happening is not right.
Yeah.
And usually when that happens, there's a way of justifying the upset, there's a way of rationalizing it. It's, you know, like, yes, but it is wrong what's happening, or it is bad what's happening, or it's, you know, they shouldn't have done that, whatever it is. It's like they should learn, or I should, I mean, it's that, you know, how many times do we get fooled by those movements? At some point, you just know, okay, there's something that's not concerned with any movement. It's the space of everything. And I'm in love with that. And I'm just,
Yeah, I learned when I'm in a spin.
yeah.
I learned to after a while I learned that to recognize that that the piece is so much more
Bigger.
beautiful and bigger also, but more beautiful. And why do I spin if peace is also possible?
Yeah.
And it's more easy than to get back to the peace, yeah, and let the things out there do what it wants. Thank you so much, Isaac.
Sweetheart. So, thank you. Hey, Jeff.
Hi, Isaac. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
from the last retreat, something that has kind of lingered, and well, two things has lingered. One, in a light-hearted way, the way Gaia was holding his car saga, which in a light way, and it contrasted with how I'd held something, as you were saying just now, with something similar, which gets bound up in self-justification and all that kind of thing. It made me smile. But it was a little thing which you mentioned just almost in passing, which was, if there aren't any thoughts, there's no ego. And it sort of resonated with something you said earlier when about Sailor Bob and does he grieve for his wife, and you said only when he thinks about her. And so I've been kind of with this and just seeing almost ego doesn't go away, but it's sort of active through thinking somehow. And it seemed to be fairly fundamental in how in experiencing life directly.
Yeah. And so, yeah, that's the thing. It's like there is awareness of the movements of what you're calling ego. Yeah. There is something deeper that's aware, always. It's not, it doesn't need to try and stop the movements or change them or do anything. It just is not going with it, not giving it more attention. It just notices, oh, okay, there's movements, and yeah.
It's that very subtle thing of in meditation, when thoughts come and not just essentially allowing them, not trying to stop them. It's almost like being aware of what they're doing. It's been a difficulty for call it my system to disconnect what I call a trigger from reactivity, and the connection seems to be what thoughts are generated, which brings in all the background and conditioning,
all of it,
everything. Yeah.
It's so interesting how when there's a triggering and it looks like someone did something that was unskillful or was painful to see or to experience, or how quickly the mind wants to justify that it's okay to be upset about that.
Yeah, it's so real.
Yeah, and it's not a problem that it does that, but it's just like there's a tendency to believe what our thinking tells us. So to me, it's like if there's any level of disturbance, it's just like, okay, there's something happening automatically, unconsciously, and let's just gently be here with it, because that awareness is here, and it's just.
I think that in a way, that's where the holding it lightly comes in.
Yeah,
it's very easy to hold it heavily and seriously as well. And as you say, when you said to Lima, the tendency to justify it then becomes very serious. It's almost not laughing at oneself laughing at, you know what I mean. So.
Yeah. I mean, because it's like the movements that happen, as far as I can see, usually are not conscious. They're unconscious movements that nobody does. And so either the movement goes in the direction of, you know, I'm upset because you're acting like a fool or an idiot or not treating me well, whatever the I'm upset with you because, whatever is after the because, you know, that's where the justifications and it's like it's really okay to be upset without realizing that if it projects outward like that, we've just given our happiness away into someone else's hands. And so it's beautiful to see that and go, okay, that's definitely not skillful, I could say like that. Or there's confusion there. Then also to anything that's playing in us that's left. That's just beautiful and it comes on the screen. Might not be comfortable, for sure not, but it's not projected onto a me that's doing it, for sure, because yeah, that just makes it harder to explore. Lovely.
Have a great holiday, Isaac.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Lily.
Isaac. Hi, everyone.
Hi. Thanks, Lily. Hey, Linda.
Hi, Isaac. I'm masquerading as Nell because my internet's down. So
No worries.
yeah. There's a lot of mind.
Yeah, and it's noticed. It's noticed, yeah. If it was up to you, it would not be there. So you can see that it's just doing its thing. It doesn't mean anything about you. It's just,
Even that statement at the moment, because it feels like I guess it's not. I know it's not. I know it's not me.
Yeah.
And
there's a discomfort when it's, that underneath there's a discomfort. There's just a movement.
huge.
And a lot of times that movement is existential in nature. In other words, it's trauma-based. There's just a certain sensation comes up and the system wants to get away from it. And the way it tries to get away from it is either through thinking or through emotion. And so, just to recognize, it's like, well, okay. It's not even a question of trying to stop the thinking or anything like that. It's recognizing that there is something called, we call it awareness, but whatever that is, it's untouched. Even now. Even now, even this moment.
The emotion still comes.
Of course.
It's pretty intense, like 10 out of 10 from waking to sleeping.
So let's just sit quietly a little bit without any agenda, just resting together, holding hands, Melinda. Nothing to solve, nothing to fix, nothing to change. Just presence. And you can imagine just holding hands or whatever. Sometimes that skin contact, which is the first communication, is useful. Just say, because we can't actually I can't physically offer my hand, just imagining it, or my leg against your leg.
I'm just aware of struggle.
Struggle's okay. It's like, there's an interest, you could say, to be at peace. And then there's the momentum of, conditioning, everything else. And so in a way it seems like a struggle, but it's within the context of this interest. So.
Yeah, there's a voice that comes in and says, you're bad, you're wrong, you're identified. And then the mind starts trying to fix the mind, and oh.
Yeah.
And
all happening in space. Yeah. Don't need to run with it. Don't need to do anything. Just noticing. That's some old. Is there any comfort in just resting together? Do you find some way? Yeah, I feel it like that, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Just resting.
I'm very grateful.
Yeah, very sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. This feels very unuser friendly to other humans.
So just, let's imagine standing up and just holding each other, Melinda, so that our whole bodies are in contact, okay? And just being held, and you can put your head on my shoulder in your mind and just let the tears come. It's okay. You don't have to do anything.
I just feel like, daddy.
Yeah, so you just held, you just held here. It's okay to be vulnerable, and it's okay for all this to happen. You're just resting. And you're welcome here, you know.
Thank you. It's sweet
Mhm.
when so sweet.
Thanks, Melinda.
Yeah. Thank you, Isaac. Thanks for being Isaac and for being
Thank you.
here.
Yeah.
So beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. So,
Aloha.
aloha.
Hmm. So beautiful, like a little fountain inside, kind of alive in this space, beautiful space together. I don't know what to say. It's so beautiful. Fortunately, nothing is activated in the moment. I feel really very blissful being together with you and the Sangha and with life itself. Thankful. And this fine awareness that I call it now awareness. I don't know what to call it. Alive. It's so beautiful and peaceful and lovely. And also, you know, I was sitting with Frankie and he was, something went wrong with him and for him. And he was like, and I let him a while. And then after a while, I said, you know, you want to feed your pain body more? And he said, you're right. No. And he could kind of switch it, just becoming aware. It was so sweet. I just wanted to tell, because it's a very big habit in his family to become upset when something, and then for hours it can, and it was so sweet. I was just laughing at him or laughing towards him, and he was like, you're right. No. So I can see also in my surrounded humans becoming more easy. When I'm more easy, they become more easy. When I'm not expecting also someone to be different, even if I was, you know, I don't know, but it seems to work something deeper that is not me doing, it's just because of that interest of being peaceful.
Yeah, I understand.
Mm. Thank you so much, Isaac.
Love.
Oh no, and even to say this, it sounds like stupid, you know, because it's so much bigger than Isaac, it's so much bigger than Papaji, it's so much bigger than everything, you know, it's just so vast and so, it's really true. One cannot find words for it. It's every word becomes kind of stupid. Thank you.
Abbas.
I would like to sit with you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Isaac.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ah, Andrea. Ah, Gaia.
Hi, Isaac. Hi, everyone.
Hey, Gaia. Hey, Gaia.
May I sit a little bit with you and
Pleasure.
thank you. I notice an ugly tendency in me. Or ugly is not the right word, but painful, huh? Very painful. It feels like selling peace for being right, and so painful. And wow. And I cannot stop it somehow. Huh?
Mm. You know, to me, the fact that you notice that movement is really grace.
Yes.
And then you see the movement. Underneath it will be a sensation that your system has, you could say, hasn't found a way to just allow it. So the movement is coincidental. That's how it expresses. I wouldn't worry too much about that movement.
Can you repeat the movement does what?
The movement is the way the system has found to, you could say, to compensate. So the movement itself, I wouldn't trouble with much. Underneath it, just resting here.
Yes.
Nothing to do. Just there's some sensation. Oftentimes it's very subtle. When I tune in right now, it's like I'm not getting a full breath.
Yes.
Is what happens in my body. So whether or not something similar is happening in you, I can only guess, but it's like that somehow not quite getting enough of what the body needs, enough oxygen, you could say, like that.
Thank you for meeting me here.
And who knows where this is from, Guy? We don't know. This can be prenatal, it can be anywhere, but so we just share and just. Beautiful. Now you're surfing it. You just okay.
And seeing that movement to wanting to tell the story and to get a party on my side that goes with me in the battle, so to say. And it's so good right now to be present, or to have your presence with it. I don't know how to.
You know, and it's funny because it is just presence. I mean, your presence, my presence, it's the same presence, really. It's not different. It's just,
yeah, how shall I say it? It's like
I understand. And look, I'm not, we can play with words and it can just get as crazy as anything. So, but it's just, this is.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Beautiful. My more.
In the moment, it kind of wavers. I know this presence is always here, and this it is Isaac is not different than this is Mahima. And then as I'm sitting here tonight and feeling more peaceful, and then the thought arises, I don't want the meeting to be over. I want to stay here. And like there's part of me that says, oh, you're strong, you can just get through things and you can get it done. And there's another part that says, I'm not sure about that. I don't know if I can get through all this. Yeah. And these are just words, like he said, it's just words. It makes you more crazy. And yet there's this wanting more. And I can feel like a pressure, even like in my movements in the house when I'm feeling this way. There's this body pressure, and where's the grace? Where's the grace? I don't know if you have any words that can soothe, but maybe that's just to the mind.
Sure. The automatic interpretation that's, you could say, because of the conditioning and the trauma that we've been through, there's that automatic interpretation, moment by moment by moment. And so there's this habit, you could say, of everything isn't quite okay. Everything isn't Okay. And so that's an interpretation, yeah? Old friend and old lens that like gets looked through. And so just gently noticing the nuances of that filter, just how that
But when there's pain or discomfort in the body, it's, I can't say it's not real. I notice it. Should I do something about it? You know, what should I do about it?
So just as you're reporting right now, just sense the tone of the voice. Just so there's nothing right or wrong here. There's just
It's very serious.
serious, yeah.
Heavy.
Yeah. Something isn't quite okay.
Yeah.
No.
And there's a fear underneath. I don't like to go to any doctor. And so that's there, you know, like I might have to do that. And I feel like maybe I'd rather just die rather than do that, because I have not had a good experience. It sounds terrible, maybe, but.
And just gently coming back to here, you know, again, and just, you'll see, yeah.
It's like there's this something that says, I want to hear, it's going to be okay. You're going to be fine.
I mean, deeper than that, it is fine already. It's not going to be.
And another thing that comes up is, I don't want to be alone, you know, but I don't yet. In some ways, I don't want somebody here either, you know. But the comfort or something.
So just to recognize that that's a thought.
Yeah.
It's a thought. And if possible, just see it for a thought, let it come, let it go. Don't touch it. It's not worth it.
Oh. What a mind. Oh, boy.
That's what it does.
I thank you so much for being here tonight.
Too.
So much love. I do feel that. I don't feel close to that. I feel the flow, you know. And it's just this habits, I guess.
Too.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you. Anna. Hey, Anna. On the left bottom, there's a little red button. I know you need to just unmute yourself. No, it's still.
Yeah. Is it okay?
No, it is. Yeah, now it works.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I have a feeling that it's difficult for me to feel because my parents it was forbidden after the war. They had experiences and they didn't want to feel, and they didn't want me to feel or press or laugh or cry. And now I'm 77 and still this is in me, this forbidden to express or, and I wouldn't like to change it, but I don't, it doesn't work like that.
So this moment now, forget about feeling. The sensations, the eyes see something, the ears hear something, you feel my energy, however you want to speak it. How would you describe this moment, the sensations of now?
Here it becomes warm.
Yeah,
warm.
beautiful, beautiful. That's good enough. Rest of it, leave it.
But it's like you do it, not.
Your system responds beautifully. So.
And now I feel softening. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
Like cry and laugh. Like feeling. Yes. You look so sweet.
Oh, thank you. I can feel that my body hasn't fully adjusted to the time difference. I'm feeling a bit tired. Maybe I'll finish this meeting now and take some rest. Yeah. Thanks everybody for showing up. Thank you, Bas, for hosting. Love, peace, beauty. Yeah. Good night.